Senator, your opening remarks.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. And again, I do appreciate working with you, particularly as you noted on the forestry matters, other natural resource matters, but forestry has been very important to both of us.
Yep.
And we've collaborated on a number of issues, and I appreciate that. Today, however, we're going to talk about water. And for the last 2 decades of drought have really strained our ground and surface water resources. Our state water agencies work tirelessly to deliver water for a variety of resources to our communities. Working with local, tribal, and federal partners, their job is to bring every available resource to the table. This is challenging work, and solutions are expensive. At the same time, when we give states the right opportunities, there are good news stories to tell. My home state of Idaho has employed aquifer recharge, surface water infrastructure upgrades, and other water-conserving technologies to ensure our valuable resource, good water, remains available to future generations. As the federal government looks for ways to help carry the burden of drought management, flexibility for state water managers has to be a priority. Idaho does water management right. We are successfully implementing aquifer recharge, canal modernization, and water storage expansion projects. This work took innumerable hours of collaborative interagency communication and was accomplished with tremendous local buy-in and support. What's more, when these projects benefit ag water use, they also support municipal and other water users. Water management is nuanced and variable. One-size-fits-all models will not work, and federal regulations need to continue to recognize this. With that in mind, I would now like to discuss one of the most important tools at our disposal to combat drought, aquifer recharge. In Idaho, the Eastern Snake Plain Aquifer covers around 10,800 square miles. It supports irrigating a significant portion of Idaho's farmland and supplies drinking water to nearly 300,000 people. In the 116th Congress, a bill I introduced, the Aquifer Recharge Flexibility Act, was passed into law. This bill was aimed at providing flexibility for Idaho Water Resources Board to conduct aquifer recharge across federal lands using federal facilities. Among other things, the intent was to facilitate the use of agricultural canals, many of which cross BLM lands, for aquifer recharge without needing to seek additional easement authorizations from the BLM. However, despite the consent of easement owners and clear flexibility provided within the law, the BLM is interpreting that law as not applying to Idaho Water Resources Board and preventing this efficient form of recharge. We try to use the English language here. Most of the time it works, but sometimes people aren't reading it correctly. The intent of the bill and the language of the bill was and is clear, yet the BLM has decided that the canals cannot be used for community benefit for water transport. It's difficult enough that we have to pass legislation to make simple gains possible in water conservation. This narrow-mindedness illustrates how inflexibility from federal agencies has the potential to put us significantly behind in drought management. Water table management is important. We don't need roadblocks. We need collaboration. This doesn't always happen with federal agencies, but it happens all too often. So we may be passing a bill that says, read it again, we really, really mean it. Maybe that'll help, I don't know. But in any event, we are going to straighten that out. I welcome the opportunity to have important conversations today about the reliability of our water supply, a resource that supports diverse economic and community interests in all our states. And Mr. Chairman, when you so designate, I'd like to introduce Mr. Al Barker, one of our witnesses, a distinguished gentleman from Idaho.
Why don't, since you have the floor?
Well, I will do so.
Do that.
Thank you. Thanks for holding the hearing today, and I'd like to introduce a fellow Idahoan who is on our witness panel today, Mr. Albert Barker. Mr. Barker has had a dedicated career serving water users in the Northwest. Outside of his current appointed role on the Idaho Water Resources Board, a very important board in Idaho. He has represented a wide range of influential Idaho cases and projects in the areas of water, environment, and natural resources law and other matters before the Idaho Supreme Court, the Ninth Circuit Court, which isn't easy, state and federal trial courts, and administrative agencies. He has helped permit and develop many hydroelectric projects, both in Idaho and in other states. I'm grateful that he is here with us today, and we can call on his expertise today as we discuss water stewardship. Thank you, Mr. Chair.